Okay. I think we're online, guys. So. She's waiting for Instagram to wake up. How very exciting. I know. We're looking at me people hanging in a holding string. How cool is that? It's a leak, so reality's the other portrait-based holding stream was a little bit behind. Anyway. Let's just make sure that we're all online. I think we are. Great. Look, I just realised I don't have a drink. That's a bit of a problem. Let's just get the chats open, guys. Shame. What are these? Egg tarts, apparently. Well, they look absolutely delightful. Look at that. How peaceful is that? Oops, my hand tracking is all over the place today. How very strange. One moment. So it's just a casual stream, guys. I can actually fix the, yeah, let's fix the portrait thing while I'm here. See, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try. Let's fix the socials. To bring that down to sort of, yeah. Should check this on mobile, see how bad it looks. I think, sure it's not terrible. But yeah, hello everyone. Hello everyone. They're currently multi-streaming to every known platform on Earth, except for OnlyFans, because obviously that's not what I'm doing here. But yeah, say hello if you're stopping by. And actually, tell you what, we'll move that up there. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. God. What I might do... Hi, Golden. How you doing? You okay? Just, resizing some things a sec. Don't mind me. There we go. Perfect. Hello. So we're actually streaming out to, Instagram as well today. So I'm actually live on that. For the first time. But we'll move that box down there, I think. There you go, we'll be a little bit clever with the positioning things. Wonderful. And last of all, chat box. Yeah, we like a good chat box. Cool. Maybe we move that down there. Maybe we move... My hands keep, like, doing this weird glitchy thing. It's very strange. When we noticed this. So I have a few announcements today. Nothing super serious, lucky. We'll keep it light. Oh, alert box, yeah, we like alert boxes. We'll put that up there as well. So I'm actually gonna do a spooky stream later, I think. We're gonna play a very scary game. I'm gonna get very afraid. I'm probably going to do all kinds of funny scared person reactions, I think. But anyway, how is everyone today? Let's start with that, hey? Let's make it about you first. Yeah. Gosh, Instagram's got a bit of a delay on it, isn't it? Hello, J-Rock, how you doing? I see you. So the odd one out today is actually Instagram viewers. I'm sorry, your chat will not be seen inside the video. And of course you're seeing it in portrait, and I'm doing my best to try and make it look okay, but... You know, there's only so much I can do there. The portrait's very different from landscape. But yeah, no, I'm gonna play some, some scary games later, I think. We're gonna have some fun with that. Hopefully you guys will take lots of clips and, thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm sat in Kowloon restaurant. Now, I haven't really made too much of a big deal about it, but this restaurant is designed to be flipped upside down. I think it's meant for sort of role-playing fighting. And you can see in the background, look, there's a table. There's a table that's kind of, I've accidentally knocked over. It's a bit of a mess. I tried to put it back, but I failed. So I'm just setting up some other streams. This will be, I think, probably about an hour-long stream. I am expecting some deliveries, so I may have to run off. So if we kept to a holding screen, don't worry, we'll be back. bandwidth seems to be okay. I'm not getting any freezing or glitching today, which is nice. Yeah. We'll chat about stuff. And if anyone's got any questions, we'll go through those as well. I have decided, just on the side, the face that I wear right now, I'm not it's good. I really have learned to like it, but I've noticed there's a few faces on people out there that I really, really like. So I'm probably going to spend the next, well, whenever I get a bit of concentration, if I get a good clean hour of hyperfocus. Oh, I'm waving my buns at you apparently. Because I said, what is it? Is it a macaroon? I'm not sure. But yeah, I actually want to do a face swap on this. It'll be still true to it. We're going to have a little white flecks and the heavy makeup and the blue eyes. But, I've seen at least 2 faces now that I've just gone out and bought commercial licenses for, so I can actually stream using them. And also their terms are incredibly good. They've actually said on these faces that they can be used on other platforms, which is great. So, hey Amanda, how you doing? So, my main thing at the moment is that I do want to try getting into other metaverses, okay? And so one of those is going to be Banter. I need to move close to Banter. I'll be at the Banter meetup tonight if that's happening. That's my plan, at least. I might even sort of step in there a little bit earlier just to say hello to people. But I would, yeah, I would love to, I'd love to start building an avatar that I can use in Banter as well. So as I hop around these different metaverses, I'll basically appear to look the same. But the issue is, and this is something if you go into avatar making, some of these avatar parts that we use, I want to be above and compliant with creative policies. And you can't just because you buy a mesh and you license a mesh, there are still license terms, and they might say that you can use certain meshes on, for example, VR chat, certain VTubing software, Meos VR, which I believe is now succeeded by Resonite, and I'd love another go at Resonite as well. So if I'm up for porting an avatar across to that too. Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got 2 faces lined up. One of them, this will mean a lot to sort of seasoned VR chat avatar creators, or at least people who dabble in that space. One of them is the duck and doll face, so DUCC. And I did buy that off Jinxie. I bought commercial license. It was luckily on a bit of a discount, so that's great. And then the other one I bought was also very nice, and I think that's the slightly more popular one. I've really taken a shine when I see Duck's doll face on people. The way that it gestures is incredible. Oh, excuse me. Maybe I do need a drink. The way the duck one gestures, it's the way it's sort of like, it does things with like the lips, like you can see like, when they talk, when they stand there, the lips move very, very naturally, and it looks incredible. I do want to sort of, I think I went with a Sakura head, and it was very, very good. Sakura is very well known for some of their most incredible hairstyles that are designed out there. But I've had my fellow, I think I'll want to try some other faces. No, I'll probably come back to different ones as well. It's like, I still occasionally use the avatars, the older avatars that I've purchased and modified. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting time, guys. It's going to be an interesting time. But I want to try and maintain for myself the same appearance across many platforms. Come to think, if I make the right moves and read the terms of service against the different components I'm buying, that I can do that. Now, the only things I need to make sure is that when I do this to other avatars, obviously one of the biggest terms in all of it is that you don't sort of leak the meshes. I appreciate people are probably handing these around behind the scenes, and that's a bit naughty because that's like distributing pirated material. But I want to pay my way and do things properly, and give credit where credit's due. So I need to check with. I know Banter's moved to a basis avatar system, which is very similar to VR chat minus the expressions. So you don't have the expressions menu that we all know and love in VR chat. That is done some proprietary VR chat thing. However, well, I'm a little bit out with banter, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really used, I used to use it all the time. I used to nip over there all the time. We used to do like video nights and party nights, and it was wonderful. I absolutely loved it. I want to reconnect with the banter family and see what's going on. I realized back in August that people weren't really turning up to the events I was throwing, and that was upsetting, you know, because you put your time and effort into these things, and if people don't show up, I'm sure every creator's been through that. It's kind of it's a kick in the guts if you have those expectations, I guess. But, you know, people are going to be free. They're going to do whatever's fun to them. I'd rather them only be there if they're actually having fun. No obligations. But, yeah, 100%. But it kind of stopped as well because I was starting at that point to move into VR chat, which is, of course, where I sit now. And if you look at any conquest in history, that's such a crazy word. Any strategic shift, let's call it, in history, basically trying to run 3 fronts is usually the undoing. So, I think I played my cards right. I did what was right by my community, and I have absolutely no regrets. And everyone is so happy, and I love that. But I think now the time is due. I've always supported banter from the outside. I've always thrown people in its direction, but the time now is for me to try and establish sort of a nice little place in there that perhaps once a week initially people can get together and just spend some time over there and welcome people in. I really love that there are so many like VR environments out there, and some of them are amazing. But not all work for everyone, I will add, right? So here's the thing. If you use Engage, for example, then Engage, from what I found, was very, very good for events. So always virtual reality sort of social apps are very, very different, and Engage is probably one of the most different ones, because when you go over there, you don't so much just go into chat rooms. That's a thing you don't really do over in Engage. What you do is you go in and you see an events board and you think, okay, I'll come back at 7 p.m. when there's an event on in this world, and maybe that's like, I don't know, guided meditation or a class on something like 3D modeling or economics or various other things. And, you know, if you are up for that sort of thing, then absolutely Engage is a brilliant one. Then there's Spatial. Spatial is not something to be sneezed at. So Spatial was actually used by, I believe, the Welsh government. They created, I hope I'm not talking out of my bum here because I don't think it's there anymore, but the Welsh government actually created an initiative to create a virtual reality experience that advertised Wales in a positive way. And I believe they chose Spatial as their operating theatre to that. Now, I know also that groups of people do get together in Spatial for meetings. That is a thing. Yeah, so I would say that Spatial is definitely geared towards a more serious market from my experience, although there are lots of fun games in there. I think the last time I went in there, it was sort of, hey, witch. I was sort of chasing eggs around some landscape. So there's a lot of fun games in there as well. It was very silly. But I don't know too much about the building over in Spatial, so we'll maybe tackle that one. I do want to get a little bit of surface coverage on a lot of platforms. RiffXR, I believe it's still there. Haven't used it in a while. I really liked RiffXR. I think that was more aimed at sort of the gaming element. The few people that I sort of recommended RiffXR to, they went over there and spent a lot of time in there. They actually loved the fact that it played a lot like Ready Player Me. So get level ups and, you know, weaponry and stuff that you can run around and play it in different ways. And that was a predominant theme throughout it. And it had lots of great things. I mean, I think we did old streams on some haunted house experiences and art galleries. So yeah, what next? Sansar. So Sansar is an interesting one. That is PC only. It is PC only. But honestly, the Welcome World is like a theme park, and it's genuinely one of the best VR theme parks I've been to. it's smooth. It works really well. All the rides are really made with a lot of care and attention. They look glorious. And you know, I went to a place called Zen Garden in Sansar, and Zen Garden was lovely. It was very unexpected. It wasn't, like when I say Zen Garden, you're probably thinking of a traditional Japanese Zen garden. That is not what it is. It's like a floating cube with lots of very intricate sort of stairways and little lobbies and open areas, and there is like a floating area that's very sort of mystical, very cool. Well worth a look if you love 3D design. That Zen Garden was definitely one to see. So that's Sansar. I haven't had a great amount of usage with that, nor do I know really the build tools. Chill Out VR is probably the odd one. I know that Chill Out VR does also take VR chat style avatars similar to Banter, but I haven't really used it. It's PC only as well. So that's one to watch out for. You can't just run that straight up on a Quest. You do need to be connected or air-linked to a PC to run that. Yeah, Viveverse, thank you, which Viveverse is another one. So I haven't used Viveverse in VR, but I noticed that Viveverse was usable via a web browser. And so I did jump in there. There was a particularly nice street that I ran around, which looked like a big sort of Tokyo street, very flashing, very well designed. And I noticed they were running competitions to try and will developers over there as well. And I do wonder why, like, there was quite a lot of money on offer. I don't know why more people didn't try Viveverse, because like, Vive's got a big following. Whilst not necessarily as sort of commercially mainstream as MetaQuest, you got to think MetaQuest can be picked up by the average Joe from a supermarket for $200, whereas yeah, the HTCs tend to be a little bit more expensive, so they tend to attract the people who would spend that amount of money on a VR headset. But yeah, no, Viveverse is definitely, especially with some of the recent stuff going on over in Horizons, Viveverse is definitely one not to be sneezed at. Do poke your head through the door of that and see if you're interested in making a bit of money and creating VR experiences. Viveverse might be a good fit. It does feel a little Fortnite-y, a little, even a little bit close to sort of Horizon Worlds, to be honest. So I wonder if they'll see some success. But the only thing holding Viveverse back is I'm not sure it's available on MetaQuest headsets. And again, that's going to be a difficult one to convince people to go out and buy a HTC Vive for £1,000 just to play Viveverse. So, what else? There was one more I wanted to call out. Yeah, of course, Resonite. So Resonite is probably the most beautiful VR social experience that you'll ever play. Certainly, well, I say ever, so let's not hype that up too much. At the moment, it is the most attractive VR social platform because of the way it works, the way it hangs together. The world design is incredible. Here's the thing. It's PC only, so by all rights, it has every right to look as beautiful as it does. And the issue is, I mean, I was looking at the statistics on certainly users in VR chat, and I noted, because it's the thing, VR chat do publish a lot of statistics on their active user bases. So you can see how many people there are in VR chat, and there are a lot. I mean, at peak, I think we're talking 150,000, like, recently. And even during quiet Tuesday graveyard shifts, while all the US are in bed, pretty much, and all the UK people are at work, you're looking at sort of 50,000 concurrent users. That is extreme. That's crazy. And I can definitely say that picking through those stats, you'll notice that, say, out of the 50,000 concurrent users, they'll show you that like 20,000 are on standalone headsets. So at the moment, I believe that is labeled as either HTC Vives, the standalone element of them at least, and the MetaQuest, which I suspect, but I have no I have no statistical way of knowing this. This is only an educated suspicion. 2 seconds, I'm just gonna, okay. Okay, right. I think we are back, guys. Sorry about that. Boom, boom. Okay, knit that. Let's just switch back to main, and I think we are live. Yep, sorry about that. Hey, Barry, how you doing? You okay? So, yeah, so the statistics as they break down. Sorry about the interruption. I was taking delivery, and I realised the guy at the door standing there like a lemon, going, "What's the delivery code?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But it's okay. The problem is they need the code to prove that they delivered it, otherwise they can't actually deliver it. And the stupid thing is, it was like a pack of potatoes and really nothing. But thank you. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, so statistically, we're looking at what? 20,000 Quest users, even during quiet time on VR chat. Oh, up to 20,000. Because some of those are people who've gone out and spent $1,000 on a standalone headset, which would be the Vive. So, but there are, Barry, but, I'm going to be a little bit annoying with my answer here. And you know this as well, and so does everyone else. There's really not many of us that were left there. The only ones that were left there were hidden away designing experiences and stuff. There were, a few people that were running sort of social venues, like, probably 20 places max, tops. And then on top of that, like, the numbers were just down for such a long time. So it's, you could argue it's the best people. Hey. That much I will agree with. Bridges, yeah, no, 100%. Listen, my theory with Horizons is that if you still, a lot of people are here for the money, and that's important to them, right? They've got to put food on the table, and some of them are incredibly talented. So if they want to make mobile games, they can absolutely carry on doing that. Although someone did charge me with this the other day. They said, only mobile games, or how about mobile experiences? And I was like, actually, you know what? That's a good challenge. I don't have an answer for that. Yes, Barry, but I think that's, hindsight's 2020. You've got to be very, very careful with that. Although good news, Barry. I'm absolutely, the reason why I haven't done anything on Banter since August is because I started moving over to VR chat back then. And I realized I couldn't run things on 3 platforms. That was confusing to my community, and I don't want to do that to them. However, because VR chat is closing the gates on the VR side, sorry, because Horizon Worlds, oh, lovely, I think I'll have that. Because Horizon Worlds is closing the gates on the VR stuff, that means now I can absolutely be on 2 platforms, which is great. So do expect more of a presence for me over on Banter, because I still, and we've spoken about this a lot, I still absolutely believe on Banter. I never stopped. The only problem is I just ran out of time in my day. Yeah, I need to get more up to speed on Banter. I would love to be a positive part of that, and I would love to run social spaces over there. And hey, if I start getting a bit more into games, because I know Banter has the best physics engine out of all of them. 100%. Like, you only need to go to the Winter Slide Worlds to see that. And I have big hookups in that. Oh, I've just noticed my socials are full off screen and about what's crap in it. Ha! Oh dear. Live edit, see? Yeah, no, I have and have always had a great admiration for Banter's belief in the technology and the abilities over the commercial side. Like, I appreciate that commercials are the lifeblood of any system, and if you don't have them sorted to both incentivize people, but also to keep the thing going, then, we're all rational human beings. We know that things need to be running on pieces of tin at the end of the day, and they need good people to work on them, and those good people they got to put food on the table. That's 100% right. But I've always been listening, Barry. I've always been hearing. My absence, unfortunately, is just like, I've been losing so much sleep for the last half year. Like, you speak to Jen, she'll tell you. Honestly, I'm awake early and I go to sleep late and I just don't stop. But that's because I believe in it. New options, Kerry. Look at you. You're turning into an advert, Barry. Jesus. Like, are you in fact an AI at this point? I get accused of being AI a lot, by the way. I'm not an AI. Well, not yet. Maybe in the future. But, though it's, so let me just flick across to this screen. Oh, perfect. Just open up some more thingies a sec, God. So distracted, so bear with me. Oh, I've got my hand in my face. This is a wonderful tracking thing with these headsets where if I put my controller down, my hand doesn't stay there. It kind of face slaps me, which is just mental. Like, silly things. Yeah, balance is going. Yeah, no, the balancing was always going to come, Barry. It had to. And I think, like, if you listen to the words of sort of Shane from SideQuest, he actually hits it on the head for me. He really does. Like, this whole thing where be actual, like, he hates the term metaverse. We know this, but I absolutely don't. But I do know that it has been abused recently. And I still bump into people who are like, I don't know what the metaverse is. And there's a great speaker, and his name is Matt Ball. Matt Ball. Look him up on YouTube. And he is also an incredible human being. He writes extensively about what the metaverse is, like what it really is. It's not what a lot of people think it is. It's not owned by Meta. It's not VR only. It's way bigger. He kind of describes it. I'm not going to do his justice, but he kind of describes it as the next evolution beyond where people were using, let's say computers and then mobile phones to sort of connect to all the information in the world. This is a new layer of presentation. I've always held that, like, yes, the next stage of the metaverse is AI, and that's not a buzzword. I mean fully that this is where we can interact with AIs. beyond just typing text into them or parallel with files. We can actually gesture towards them. We can interact with them. We can, they can read our facial expressions and understand how we're emoting with face tracking technology. And again, we've got all this stuff right now. Oh, now it's definitely time for banter devs to come over to Horizon Guide, though. To be honest, I know people aim left in Horizon Gem, but it's a nice thought. Maybe, I don't know. I think I see a lot of petitions going on. People are signing them, but I'm not hopeful. I don't want to say too much. A lot of people are grieving at the moment. I don't want to say anything that's going to piss anyone off, but I would, on a positive, I would tell people to focus your energy on taking those great skills that you have and go use them where you can really make a difference. That's all I've got. The rest is down to you. Oh my god. There you're such an anarchist. Jesus. Listen, I'm not going to be too down on Meta. They're still pumping in crazy amounts of money into VR as a venture, but they are a business at the end of the day. I do get that. I'm not going to defend what they've done, but they're still pumping an awful lot of money into VR and those kinds of innovations. And that, don't forget, guys, is in a world where, even people like Google stepped back from it. They were scared. Google was scared. And you've got other sort of technology partners like sort of HTC and, they continue to invest in VR. Where, okay, Jen, I'm gonna be, just let people grieve. Let people grieve in their own way. I'm not gonna tell people what's right and wrong. I'm just trying to have a positive influence here and just say like that there's an amazing bunch of opportunities out there. Don't sleep on them. You can do so well. But like I said, I think in defense of Meta's ventures into VR, they have put a lot of money into it. And are continuing to do so. It's just I said it yesterday, the amount of people who reached out to me and said, oh my god, I can't believe what's going on. They can't shut down some of the VR at Horizon Worlds, and I just said to them, where the fuck were you? I haven't seen you on here in a year. And that's true of like thousands and thousands of people. They're all shocked that it's being taken away, but they weren't using it. Well, what do you want? Oh. Yeah, no, absolutely, Barry. And I've always tried to maintain that thing where don't invest in one pot. Don't put all your assets into just one thing. Spread the love, spread your abilities. There's a lot of wonderful people all over the place. And that's, I don't think Zero's watching, but Zero said the most beautiful thing to me the other day. We were stood in Hidden Heights the day that the news broke. And he said, tell you what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to the White Lotus? And I said, you stood right in front of me and you're doing pretty well. And he looked at me and said, what? And I think this is the whole thing. The White Lotus was never supposed to be bonded to one platform. We will spread. We will spread a certain type of how we treat people, how we behave around others. If people want that, and I think that what I saw is that there was a large community of people who are, and were getting very tired of the way that VR social experiences were going, where people were just being very, very rude to each other the whole time and very, I'm gonna say this, cause whatever. And it's like, actually, do you know what? No, don't be like that, because what I saw was just a bunch of egos pushing themselves on each other and being incredibly rude to each other to the point where people were leaving. All difference. We are the white noses, which absolutely all of you are the white noses, and it's a treatment, it's a way of living, it's a way of breeding, it's a way of existing, it's the way that we treat each other, and that we keep the doors closed to people who aren't prepared to just be nice human beings to each other and supportive, right? It's, if you don't want it, great news. There's thousands of other societies you can go be a part of that aren't like us, and you can be happy there. I had to speak to someone yesterday, said, why can't I be part of it? And I said, well, I'm going to be honest, you're not over 25. That's a bit of a problem because, again, there are thousands of other societies that are 18 plus that you can run off to and have great fun with other 18-year-olds, but you're just too young. And that's a thing. We do have fairly rigid rules on that. We do have some exceptions, of course, but yeah, I think, indeed. Oh, Brooke, look at you, hey! Oh, guys, come on, don't make me cry on stream. I'm not gonna cry on stream. Stop. I'm not gonna cry on stream. It's not. Yeah. Oh, Topaz. Sorry, I'm not massively keeping an eye on the Instagram chat, but it does appear. It does appear. But thank you, Topaz. You're one of the loveliest people I've met. Honestly. I do remember. I've met thousands and thousands of amazing people over the last few years, and it's like immeasurably amazing people. But even those who've sort of stopped in being a part of the White Lotus and moved on and founded their own communities as well, and I hope that in some way I've helped them do that. That those people that have been part of something wonderful that go on to do other wonderful things, 100% get my support. I'll honestly, it's, you know, you know, yeah. But yeah, no, we're all together. That's the thing. I've always wanted to sort of just give people the option. People are free to explore, and they should get out there and see everything. There's so much to see across many different platforms. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'll keep the bonfire going every day. So if you're bored and you run out of places to go, or you've got nowhere else to go, then come and stop by. We're here. We'll continue to be there. But I just, and unless if you're throwing events now, it's even easier to support people running other events. I don't feel compelled to stay in my own place. I think that was one of the things which in Horizon Worlds, because we couldn't run things, as anything on a public instance, there was a compulsion to be there and moderate. And that was one of the big factors, right? You kind of had to have a bar, a central place for people to come in. Otherwise, I don't think it worked particularly well. I mean, that's just my opinion. But you kind of had to have like a bar. But I think now we're moving towards private instances. We're having a much better time. Way more people. Because here's the thing which I think a lot of people didn't notice about public instances. This is an awful truth. The majority of people don't like public instances. If you ask people who are in a public instance if they like public instances, well, they'll tell you they like public instances. Because they're in a public instance, of course. They don't know any better. Or maybe they just prefer the chaos. But actually, I would say there's a massive percentage of people who don't want to be in public instances. They don't want the doors open to everyone. They want to know that the people who are in there, there's a sort of been almost a filtering that people who can get in there are always going to be friends with someone. And then that person is then going to bring in their friends, and that person's going, and so forth. So you get a lot of people coming in, but and this is the big thing, there's an accountability chain, and that's huge. You don't have that luxury in public instances. You just get random people turning in random anonymous accounts, coming in and gently trying to cause problems. And that's not good. I think that's one of the reasons why VR actually kind of has taken a bit of a, oh, hello. Wow. They have. Yes, they have. Let's see, they have. Scrambled, please, Jenny. Yeah. Oh, it's scrambled eggs. Yeah. Hi, SJ. Oh, Clyde, hello. Oh, my goodness. But I just think that, and I say this to as many as I can, that obviously developing worlds in other platforms is actually a pretty incredible experience. A little bit of a learning curve, but sit down with a cup of coffee and a nice 30-minute tutorial on publishing your first world, and you'll be surprised what you can do. I mean, it's, if VR is what you want to stay in, there are so many options. You are spoiled for choice, and they're all free as well, which is just incredible. I say they're all free. That there might be a few that are not. But I can definitely tell you that Bounter, VR chats are both definitely free. I haven't really looked into the others. Yeah. Yeah, very, very cool. There's some, for them. Yeah, I think we're moving on to the next stage now. We're moving on to the next stage. Still from tapping my toes. I hope you guys can't hear that. What's all that here anyway? Oh, what is this? So many rice. Could have fooled me. That's a whole pork chop going on there with some asparagus. Looks like asparagus. Some eggs. Hey, nice. Oh, it's a pineapple bun. Right, I was wondering what the hell that was. I bet it looks actually kind of delicious. I love the glazed top on it. Oh. Very cool. My day was good, thank you, SJ. How was your day? Also, just a quick comment, for those who didn't know, Clyde is back in the streaming game as of yesterday. Clyde relaunched his channel after some time off. And honestly, massive response. Massive response. He was like averaging 3 hours, I think it was, maybe slightly more, averaging at like 10 users. That's incredible. That's really, really good. Clyde was running me through some of the stats afterwards as well, and it's like, wow, that is quite the comeback. So well done. Well done. Onwards to great things as well. Also, for those of you guys who weren't watching, I received my first caution on Kick of all things yesterday. I probably shouldn't bring this up again, actually, but I'm going to briefly. Kick has the most wonderful moderation policies, and they make sense. But what happens is I looked away from the camera, and the let's just say that the bikini Lilo was wearing was a little bit low, and they didn't like that. So, but what they did was they sent me a message midstream to say, hey, hi, this is Kick Support here. Please check your email. We've sent you a message. I was like, ooh. So I checked the message, and it had a screenshot, and it said, look, our safety inspectors have been in just to check that you're in accordance with our policies, which, of course, you've read. Here's a screenshot of the moment you sort of violated the community standards agreement. And I looked at it, and I said, oh, butt cheeks. So I basically sent them a reply and said, yeah, thanks. I had no idea that was quite as revealing as it was on camera. I think it was, yeah. We're figuring this one out. We want to be a little cheeky, but that was potentially over the line. And that was Kick as well. So, like, Kick do have rules. I think a lot of people think that Kick are lawless. They're not. They're not as strict as Twitch. Like Twitch have got some interesting rules in there, which some of them you wouldn't have thought would be rules. I'm not, like Witch was telling me this a while ago, like, Twitch never used to allow multi-streaming. So if you stream to Twitch as well as other platforms, that would be a violation. And now reading through it, you can't offer like a worse quality stream on Twitch, or you can't offer features that exist on other platforms on a stream that's also being streamed to Twitch. So yeah, Twitch are definitely more fierce. and we have some interesting rules. But over and above all, yeah, Kick is a lot more lenient with that. They don't have those kinds of rules, but they still do have to have rules. And I label my content as 18 plus because I had a good think about it some weeks back, and I thought I'm not actually making content for children. So yeah, let's just label this as it is. It's meant for adults. It shouldn't be gated against the under 18s, who frankly, the under 18s are all being kicked off social media anyway. I mean, that's happening finally. Certainly in Australia, and I know France are acting on it. It's coming to the US, I think the UK at some point as well, but they're going to be different age groups, I think. I don't know. Is it going to be statewide limits in the US? Probably. I don't know. They usually are. Like, the US has so many different sort of laws that are sort of federal and state. And some... I'm trying to think of some interesting ones without upsetting anyone, but there are certain things that you can do in some states, but you absolutely can't in others. Yeah, so I wonder if it'll differ statewide. I would suggest the more corrupt states, as I'll call them. Oh God, I've just got offensive, haven't I? The more corrupt states are probably going to push that age to be like closer to 10. I think we already know which states those are going to be, but I'm not saying them out loud. But yeah, but something needs to happen. There's too many kids on here, and I think the dangers are growing because the bad actors, as they're often called, are increasing because of the amount of kids coming onto these things. And yeah, I've heard too much and I know too much, and it's like it's not good. It's not good, kid. VR was never meant for kids. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. Yeah, these sort of social experiences. I did have an interesting email from Ubisoft actually, and they sort of said, this is just a notice to say you need to verify your Ubisoft account because, basically if you don't, you won't be able to speak to anyone, on Ubisoft services. So that there's definitely clampdowns coming, going straight. And I think that needs to come as well. I've noticed, like, I get a lot of really stinky, YouTube comments, right? And they never see the light of day because I've got all comments like absolutely restricted. And I have to approve them first, which means I'll read them. And to be honest, if in 4 words I don't like the sound of them, they just get reported because it's like, that there's ways you should speak to people online. So if I think you shouldn't, you're gone. But I've noticed that a lot of the comments that I get that are like incredibly sort of like, let's say, trying to offend, when you sort of click the names, they do seem to go to Gorilla Tag player profiles, which usually indicates that they're a bit too young to be on these services, so report. No, it's okay. Don't worry, Golden. I've always said, like, I don't need people to fight my battles because at the end of the day, along this commentary, it just, it washes away. You see it comment and it turns into a spreadsheet. You basically just go pow, 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 and you just delete the comments. But you never really reading them anyway. You just know from a glance what they're saying, and it's like, gone. But can you share, like, at the same time, like, people who think that their opinion matters and they're like 12 or whatever, they're just being rude, then no. But absolutely not. That, there are safety controls for this, and if you're not reporting these sorts of things, then you're part of the problem, as far as I would say. It takes 2 seconds to hit a report button if someone is saying something that they shouldn't be saying to another human being. Yeah. All good. But yeah, so, just to repeat some of the earlier stuff, I don't know if, how many of you guys will on the channel, I'm going to be looking at a change of face soon, because I really love this face. This is a Saikura face, but I've noticed there's 2 other face models out there that I'm really, they keep catching my eye a lot, and I'm thinking they're really, really good face models, and the textures with them are amazing. So I'm going to have to make a decision. So my face may change in here. But the other reason as well, guys, is far more utilitarian. So I need to make sure that the body meshes and the faces and the clothing that I'm starting to use, hi Amanda, are okay to be used on other platforms. Because as I want to move back to banter, I would like to retain the same appearance. So I'm going to have to look at an image that can be used on all platforms. So if any clothing or hair or face or body mesh makers that I've sort of worked with their assets, if they limit it to sort of say like, yes, must be VR chat only or what have you, and obviously I can't take that across. I might reach out to some of them and say, hey, look, but I need to get in touch with Banter to see how secure their avatar storage is, because if there's a risk that people can sort of, I know people can rip avatars. These things are known. But if there's legitimate ways that people can easily lift avatar meshes from another game, then that could spell out trouble. So I don't want to put myself nor mesh makers in a position where their assets are being sort of pinched. So I need to make sure that this is all above board. But one of the pieces I just bought, I know it said in the T's and C's of the commercial agreement, it says, by buying this face, you are allowed to use this outside of VR chat. I'll make that like you can't give it away to people or whatever. You can't resell it as its own component. But if you use it on a model and then use that model on another platform that's not VR chat, they're absolutely okay with that. And I well, they do. Independent sellers will absolutely put these sorts of terms in the terms of service. And sometimes I don't know if the terms of service is maybe a little bit out of date, because some of them make reference to like Neos. And Neos, I don't know if Neos even exists anymore, but I think it's been spiritually succeeded by Resumite here. So oh, thank you, Kenny. Ow. Perfect. Just been handed some what looks like potatoes. Rolled eggs. Lovely. I'm gonna eat that in front of you. Gentle as the restaurant. It's like role play to the max. That's crazy. Plus it's wonderful. Sorry if I make any heating noises. I'll try not to gross anyone out here. I also got a very, very strong brown sauce, which I don't know if you guys have brown sauce. It's like a vinegary, peppery ketchup. It's absolutely delicious. It's very, very tangy. It's easily as tangy as a well-made sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, it's absolutely delicious. I'm just gonna quickly protect my table from any spurges. Oh, you bosh. Yes, it's such a good brown sauce. Oh, yeah. Oh. Just give Jenny a thumbs up in the back. It's amazing. I love it when Jenny cooks. No, I'm not saying that to be lazy. Honestly, I don't mind cooking myself, but I love it when Jenny cooks. Who fits? We both take turns. Wow, I'm eating potatoes now. Really? These are really good. How hard would it be to create my own models and faces? Well, I think, honestly, Clyde, I've always said to people that when you're learning sort of 3D modeling, it's the same as if someone handed me a notepaper and a pencil, and said, draw a face. Now, I would be very good at that. I'd probably just create an absolute squiggle. It'd be a total mess. But if I handed the same tools, the same notepad and pencil, to a professional portrait drawer who'd been doing it for like 10 years, they would draw something absolutely astounding. And it's because they've practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced over a very long, painstaking amount of time to just get every detail right. And they have the sort of the commitment to it and the drive, and they've perfected it. Now, I don't have 10 years. So these are made by incredibly talented people. Beautiful and birched out. Now these potatoes are lovely. Seasoned lovely. But to be honest, it keeps the sort of supply chain alive. And the truth is that I think some creators would be okay with their stuff being used on other platforms. You just probably have to ask. I've always suspected their terms of service were just a little bit out. To still be referencing Neos is a bit of a thing, I think. So I've never met anyone who's actually used Neos. or is still using it. Let's just check this a second for the look. I'm making dinner tonight, by the way. So dinner tonight is going to be some pasta, probably fusilli, fresh fusilli, ordered yesterday, and put little pasta twists. I'm going to do that with some turkey mince, and probably a tomatoey based sauce. Like, we'll do that with drizzle of parmesan on top. That should be good. Come on. To probably put there, chop a pepper and then nip in it as well, just to give it a bit more vegetable. But yeah, faces and bodies tend to be made by different creators. So with the bodies, you'll have things like pandas and Plazimpia, and there's a few others that are in large rotation. But if you look at them, they're always kind of the same types. It's always the same sort of like 7 or 8 different body makers. But then the faces tend to be made by, again, other people. But what the faces will do is they may come with some variants that allow it, they're a bit easier to sort of sew onto existing. So this face that I'm wearing right now is actually Sakura's Aki, I think? I'm not sure. And I sewed this onto the body, which is Zinpia's E-Girl. And Zinpia does a few, so Zinpia does E-Girl and RP and Zinfit. I really like the Zinfit one, but the Zinfit seemed a little bit skinnier. And then there's Zinpia's Fantasy, which is definitely more curvy one. And it's very slight, but But they also do male models as well, a lot of them as well. Like Zinpia does the E-boy ones as well. So there's less interest in the male bodies. You tend to see the same ones used. I do think there's potentially an emergent and big market on, I think we were talking about this yesterday, making realistic body types for males. Because I think whilst the E-boy ones are very popular with, let's say, younger people, I think a lot of men would prefer to have more, still anatomically complementary, because everyone wants to look their best, but real realistic sort of man-looking avatars, rather than, boy ones. Because let's face it, when the lads get to their 30s and 40s, they do start to look a little different. So I felt it really weird, just eating scrambled eggs here. It's amazing. I'll have to look at the ingredients of brain sauce, because they're going to be honest, they're no worries. I'm going to guess it's like vinegar and pepper, but yeah, well, yeah, sure that. Blue, for announcements for later. But, we will do a brief hot tub stream later, just because that's a bit of fun. I want to keep that going this Sunday. And then I think we're going to go we're going to play a scary game, okay? Sunday scary games. Well, has mentioned which one it is before. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to keep it a surprise. But this is a remake of a scary game that I absolutely loved from 10 years ago. I'm really picky about my scary games. I think we're going to use Sundays to play scary games, because on Sundays I haven't drunk any sort of wine or anything, so maybe and I think that being sober is a better way to play these games. I don't know, I might have a glass of wine after, I might need it. Let's have a look at the chat. Sorry guys. Okay, Golden, take care. Oh, you got a Twix? Any fancy kind of Twix or just a Stella or which? Because I know they've had... I didn't know that Twitch used to be called Raider. That is a meme. I've heard Space Raiders. Kind of a pickled onion crisp. Ugh. Let's put these, packets away. Oh, I could do with a drink, mate. Yeah, I certainly do. And quickly grab a can of drink, 'cause I think I've had coffee this morning, but I don't think I've had, like, something cold, so I'm just gonna practice my button a sec and see. See if I can do this. Hang on. I need to just quickly observe. Oops. Oh my goodness. Here we go. I'm gonna try and mute my voice and then shift screen to a pause screen. I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay, we're back. We are back. Ooh. So, I've got a cherry Pepsi Max and probiotic drink, which is very nice. I blow my nose as well, sorry, the bread sauce is strong. Super strong. Really cool. For heap sniffing, sorry. Thank you. Okay. So, what time is it, guys? 42. What can? Maybe. Shall we play some Sonic the Hedgehog? I've proved I won't see it. Let's get this fired up a sec. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna try and load a game. My Steam doesn't seem to be there, which is weird because I'm in the art chat, of course, which, you know. That's what we can do. We can play a different kind of game. We'll play like a random game, okay? And this is helping me want to get the setup. So, let's just make that very. Let's try and you manage that, so. Yeah. Hey, Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly move the screen over. Oh my goodness. Alright, turn the camera that way. Just a sec. Probably bring it a little closer actually because of the distance. It's always a good thing. Adjust the vertical offset so we're a bit more central. Wonderful. Okay. And then, wish I had a quicker way of doing this, but unfortunately, because a lot of it's in VR chat. I think that's good. I think this is going to work well today, guys. What I need to do is work out. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not. No. How about? So let me run that one more time. So that threw me a second. So we're gonna just quickly jump this over to here. And we're gonna have to go to here. And we're gonna add a window capture. To make on that button a second, see if it remembers how it last looked. Oh. The source, bear with. Sorry about the pans flipping it, it's a bit weird, isn't it? So this game's a bit weird when it drew my attention because it was a lot like, apparently a lot like WarioWare. So I'm just gonna, sorry if this is loud. Okay. Literally setting this stuff up on the fly. I'm either badass or completely unprepared, I don't know. You can bring that down to about half. Okay, that should be okay. Alright, here you go, see that okay? Yeah, it's just go to keep the Instagram peeps happy. Time. So yeah, it's called DGG. Wow. Right back. Okay, sorry if anyone's on Instagram, I won't be seeing what you're seeing right now. I keep forgetting about the portrait stuff. Okay, good. Good desktop. There we go. Let's bring that across to here, and I think, guys, I think we're good to go. I think we're good. So, I think, sadly, I've got to... Anyway, this is going to be a difficult setup, but I think I've got this. Okay, there's options. Oh, I mean... It doesn't appear to be... to let down. Okay. Let's play. Let's play, guys. Oh! I have so many games here. With the door. L means lose, I think. Hold button. Oh, I expect. I'm not getting this at all. Is that it? But I did it. Yes!
Get over here. Junes.
I think. Oh.
July and August. You guys are so bad. I didn't run.
Okay, run. What the hell? Oh no! What am I? What?
What were custom rockets filled with? Cookies?
I love this.
On the no good movies made before 1997 day.
Amelie had like a lot of like really cool. Can I be honest? I watched one of the Indiana Jones.
Oh, cool. I don't.
There's a room in your apartment, okay?
Oh, the dog, but
And this is
why are we kissing the dog's ass? I don't know what the fuck. Just this is stupid. I love this game. It's my level of Ghost City. Hack.
Give you commands to actually hack this.
Mr. Mutin password. What? Let's go. Sex. Oh, what? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. Mother has a nice, dump truck.
He handles mine.
I don't know what just happened, but apparently I think that should keep it. Okay. Kick or keep. Kick. We'll keep Pixie. What? I'm no! Stim. Oh, it's an helicopter.
Those are my noises.
What was that? Seriously, this is the last time I'm done with the oh god. What? Is that... That seems like a bit too easy, but sure. Take the blue. Cool. Okay. Oh, what?
Riverino, cappuccino, 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 al Pacino, my dudes.
Al Pacino. I really don't know. Punch. Okay.
I'll give a
That was...
controversial food take.
Right, chase. Look, put the waffle on the bomb.
This is just a god. When you sell
Steak.
dogs,
Oh, wow, this is too fast, mate. Way too fast. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Mushrooms. Oh, what? Boss stage? Move. Okay. Avoid. Okay. Okay, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. My reactions are not fast enough for that. That was fun. Should we do it again? I like that. Let's do it again. Well,
I would never even utter that disgusting fucking word.
Keep. Kick. Oh, keep. Now, we got this.
Alright, everybody load them up. Get over here. Junes. July and August, September, go. October out. November's out. That's what I like to see.
listen.
With that-
There's a room in your apartment, okay? And inside this room, there's a dog. And this is weird.
I don't know, probably like $1,000 bucks. I can just fuck a dog for money.
But-
I don't give a
I wish I knew what was going on. Come play better with this, huh?
Listen, there's a room. There's a room in your apartment, okay? And inside this room,
I don't know, probably like $1,000 bucks. I can just fuck a dog for money.
$1,000?
Yeah, I don't give a I would never even utter that disgusting fucking word.
But goodness.
Press Alt.
Do you ever do that thing sometimes where you just go off to like Steam and you just buy a whole load of like reasonably cheap games that seem to have good reviews and they just seem like very silly? And then you just like play through them in front of a live audience and see what happens. Yeah. Oh. Steven is a streamer. Fuck. Mathematician. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well,
I am the guy to help you.
Mana. If it. On Wiggins. Oh, oh yeah. Bright greens, okay. Oh, yes. That was a bit too easy. Oh, Cappuccino, I think it was. Cappuccino. Ah, come on now.
I would be guzzling buckets of his
I can't. Oh, I see. I've got to press space as well. Guzzling buckets of his cum. Is that a? Oh no, I don't know what that was. I don't think I liked what it was. Why not? I just cucked a dude. What the hell? What's happening?
Spent an inordinate amount of time discussing a very stupid picture.
Ah, fuck.
You're not. Oh my god, he's eating broccoli.
It took this horse dewormer, and now my COVID is gone. It must work. Post hoc. Okay. Trump says that climate change isn't real, so it must be a hoax. Appeal to authority. Yeah, I know that one. These are logical fallacies. I'm generally quite good at these. You can't trust the news because they're always lying. I would say, begging the question, my chiropractor told me vaccines aren't bad. This gave me an idea for an amazing stream game I could do. Okay. Abortion is wrong because killing is immoral. Beg the question, okay? If we allow gay marriage, what's next? Animal marriage? Slippery slope. And it's wrong because the purpose in life in procreation. That's okay. Oh no. It's the word of gobbies, it says so in the next pages. Fuck. I'm usually really good at those, but I'm not familiar with some of those terms. Straw man, I definitely am.
I can't do good voices, by the way.
No, this is just, these are perfect, okay?
Oh.
Alright, everyone load them up. Get over here. Go, January's go. January's go, February's out, March's go, April's go. Hey, June's.
Damn, that was fast. See him tougher.
You're not convinced you can get enough nutrients
No, no.
from a plant-based. Oh my god, he's eating broccoli.
Flip the table. Hooray!
The bridge is haphazardly constructed right now. Get fucked. The bridge was there. I built my
Oh.
half. Riverino, cappuccino, 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 cappuccino.
Wow.
Al Pacino, my dudes. love you
Oh.
guys. Stay safe. Be careful.
Foop.
What were custom rockets filled with?
Cookies?
It's definitely got more difficult. Alright. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. The hell was that? Boss stage. Oh no, I'm not ready. Just a clicker. Okay. Eat this, PP. Choose your champion. Neither. But I'll go with this guy. Wait, Pip. Okay, okay, I got this. Alright, awesome. Oh no, oh that was crap.
Amazing!
Right, that's Brazil. Oh, that's shit. Okay. Cool, that's done. Cool, that's done.
Are there any slow?
Here,
penetrating
try.
shield wounds?
Oh, what?
Riverino, cappuccino, puppuccino, cappuccino, mappuccino, cappuccino, cappuccino, appuccino, alpuccino, my dudes. I love you guys. Stay safe. Be
At least pop at you. Weird.
What were custom rockets filled with?
Cookies?
Let's go. Okay. Oops. Oh, wait. Yeah, these are definitely making it more difficult. Well, what the hell?
I'm sorry. I just make autistic noises. I can't help myself.
Perhaps? Ow.
My uterus is killing me.
Why? What'd you do to it?
It's not what she did. It's what I did.
Did you kick him?
No, he loved the channel. He knew that one needed to hang.
Then
Alright, Chad, I got a joke for you. Alright, this is one of my favorites. No one's gonna ruin it. Alright, a bear walks into a bar and walks up to the bartender, takes a seat. It's the bartender comes over, yada yada, and says, let me get a gin and tonic. The bartender looks at the bear and says, you know what? You
Oh, no.
guys just don't
Oh,
appreciate
no.
good humor.
that was crazy.
Are there any slow blade penetrates the shield wounds?
Do you like fast, is it? How are we, guys? He's still there? Oh, like, rank 69. That seems a bit... What? That's... Very good. I enjoyed that. Okay. Right, and while you're in the stream here, that was fun. Let's close that down. Let's jump back up to here. Turn the camera. There we go. Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun too. It takes up to 1 hour and 23, and I think, yeah, we'll do another one later. So tune in later. We'll be doing scary game. Yay! I'm gonna get scared. So I need you guys talking in the background to get me through that. So